In this video, we will go over the relationship of the part number and the equipment it is assigned to, and how to enter a new part in the sundry system. First, let's look at the information available on the parts maintenance screen. The index provides a way to look at or browse all of the parts that are entered in the system. You can filter by part type, part category, or equipment name. The equipment class only narrows down the equipment name list. The manufacturer's information should come from the original equipment manufacturer's parts manual or drawing. For instance, we will be adding the torch support and torch holder as new parts later in the video. The primary information should come from the vendor you normally purchase the part from. This could be the same as the manufacturer's information. The alternate information would be used if you have an additional vendor available to order the part from. Now let's take a look at a specific part and how it relates to a piece of equipment. In this instance, we will take a look at the MG3512 slide guide bearing. The manufacturer's part number came from the Messer parts manual. Bearing was the only description in the parts manual. To make it easier to identify, we added lifter slide guide bearing in parentheses. We found the same part cheaper at Motion Industries and normally purchased the part from them, so the primary information came from Motion Industries. You can also see the part type that was selected and part location if applicable. Under the equipment box, we can see this part is only assigned to the MG3512. If this was also used by the MG4500, it would not show up on the MG4500 part list. We'll select 4500. That part is not on this part list. We'll go back and select it. If we want to add this part to the MG4500, we simply select the MG4500, click the add arrow. It will now show up on the MG4500 parts list. You can see there it is. You can also remove a piece of equipment from the parts list by highlighting it and clicking the remove arrow. This is important to remember when creating a purchase order or work order. The primary part number drop-down menu will only show parts that are assigned to that piece of equipment. For instance, the lifter bearing shows up for the 3512. If we switch the equipment to the MG4500, you can see the part is not on the list. If we try to add the part, we get this pop-up. This usually means the part is already in the system, but not assigned to that piece of equipment. Now let's look at the two ways to add a new part. The first is the admin feature. Click Part Maintenance, and then Add Part. This brings you to the Part Add screen. Now let's add the torch support we looked at earlier. Select the appropriate part type. In this case, it would be machine repair spare. Part category does not apply. The part number is ZS61106. Manufacturer's part description, torch support. Manufacturer's name is Aronson. In In this case, the primary information is the same as the manufacturer's information, so we can use the copy feature. For the primary supplier, you can free type in a name. This would be for a vendor that is not set up in the system, such as Galco. In our case, we will be ordering it from BA Industrial. So we can select it from the drop-down menu. You can narrow the equipment list using the filter equipment by class group. In this case, burning machines fall under production equipment. We then select the MG3512 as the equipment the part is assigned to by highlighting it. You can add more than one piece of equipment. Anything you highlight, that piece of equipment will be assigned that part number. For our case, we're only going to do the 3512. The last step is to click the Add button. As you can see here, the part is now entered in the Sundry system. The second way to add a part is from a purchase order or work order screen. Let's see if the torch holder is in the system. It is not showing up in the drop-down menu, so let's add it. This brings you to the part add screen. We fill out the same information as before. Part type, machine repair spare, part number, ZS61108, manufacturing description, torch holder, manufacturer's name, Aronson. The primary information is the same, so we can use the copy feature. The vendor is BA Industrial. We select the equipment, MG3512, hit the Add button. This brings you back to the manual purchase order or work order screen. We can now type in that part number, this instance ZS61108. We see it's in the system. You can select it and it will add it to that line for your purchase order or work order. I hope this gives you a basic understanding of the part maintenance system. If you have any questions, please let me know.